Restream is going. We'll see if the internet doesn't suck here. It's entirely possible that it will. I think Twitch might be up, and YouTube says that it's up. So we'll see if people start coming in. This is just kind of a random thing. Doing this out of the blue. Making up the lyrics as I go. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. Is anyone here? This is a very spur of the moment kind of thing. Let's see. There's that. Get everything set up. Please. There you go. Then we'll get the chat, this chat, this chat. Looks like no one's here right now, which is totally fine. Oh, hello. Rose Kagome is there. Yeah, this is just kind of a... Yeah, I didn't plan it. I'm waiting to see if anyone else is going to just pop in out of curiosity before I start to... Oh, we got another person. I don't know who, but we will see. Chickadee, chickadee. Does everything look and sound all right at the very least before I start giving my spiel? Hey, it's Matt. Oh wow, yeah, people are popping in for this thing. All right, yeah, so I guess I'll get started since people are actually showing up. I didn't. This isn't your regularly scheduled live stream. This is something I wanted to try out, a new thing. After the stream on Thursday, David and I were just talking about some new ideas, and he said, he brought up a good point that every once in a while people ask me about my process for learning new songs, and I don't know. I figured it might be interesting to give it a shot. I'll just, just yesterday the new Hero Academia opening came out. I guess it's now the second half of the third season, so we got a new opening for that. And I've only heard it like one or two times, so I'm pretty fresh. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna listen to the song, and I'll just show you how I learn a new song, and hopefully it's interesting. I don't know. Again, this is a new thing I'm testing out. If it sucks, let me know. If it's interesting, let me know. If there's anything I can do to make it better, more engaging. I'm certainly free to chat with you guys because I imagine that'll make it more fun instead of you just sitting here watching me play guitar. So I won't just be doing that the whole time. If you guys have any questions or just wanna chit chat for a little bit while I'm doing this, But let's kick it off. If anything looks or sounds off, also please let me know because there's only so much that I can monitor from here. But yeah, so the new song is "Make My Story" by, was it Lenny something Fiction? I'd never heard of this band before. It's a thing. They're a band, but I'd never heard of them before, though I'm no J-rock expert. But let's start off by just taking a listen to it. I've got it hooked up here. Let's see if that sounds any good. There we go. Hope you guys can hear that. If you can't, let me know. The cool riff thing going on right now. All right. That kind of a bratio vibe to it. I knew you were going to say that, Maru. Changes up the beat a little bit there. That's interesting. Okay, so I learned things. Very faint audio from the song. Really interesting. Okay, okay, that's good to know. Because I think the audio. I've got headphones on. You can see, obviously. I think the audio through my headphones is very different from the audio that you're hearing. So let me see if I can fix that. I'm still learning some of the ins and outs of this audio interface that I have here. So you said faint audio, so you could hear something. It was just very faint. So let's see what I can do to fix that. So obviously that's important. I'll play it again. Maybe I shouldn't. Well, here's this. Is that coming through? Oh, it's not. Oh goodness. Wow. Well, that's awkward. That's weird because it was coming through here, and I really thought that. I wonder why it's not coming through on your side. Is there anything I can do really quick to fix that so it's not? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try. This is gonna be dumb. But just just for now, as a little bit of a band aid. Yeah. I see that. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Again, it is. I can hear it through my headphones, and for some reason, it's not going through the. Yeah, you might just be picking up through my headphones. Okay. I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna slap a little band aid on this puppy and figure out an actual fix for next time. I'm gonna unplug my guitar from the interface, and then I'll. So what's going on is my interface has two inputs that I guess automatically it sends the audio to you, and then it has a whole bank of inputs on the backside, and I guess for some reason those things don't automatically go through OBS when I'm streaming. So I just plugged the phone into one of the front inputs, and let's see if that's any better. Looks like it's coming through. I can already see. Well then here now that I know that's fixed, let me actually rewind it, and then we can listen to it together. Now it's now I feel like an idiot because the whole time I just assumed that it was working, and I was making comments and stuff, and you couldn't even hear. I was just I was commenting on nothing into the void. Okay, for real this time, we're gonna listen to this song. Here we go. 1, 2. Okay. I'm gonna set this thing to repeat. Ah! Okay, so that was a listen through. Steph has awakened her skills as a speedrunner. We'll have to hear about that. That sounds like a story. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to throw a little Band-Aid on this. This is not how I wanted to set this up. But right now, since apparently I only have 2 functional inputs on my interface, I'm going to have my mic set to pick up me and my guitar instead of having separate inputs that I can individually manipulate. But this should still be fine. I mean, you can still hear me. It probably doesn't sound, top quality or whatever, but at least for now, again, for this little experiment, it should work. So, yeah, so that was the song. Pretty rockin'. It started with that riff thing. It had a total, disco vibe going on through most of it. I said the first time I heard it that the da-na-na-na, it sounds totally like a Bradio song. Like the Death Parade opening. It sounds like that band, 100%. So, what's the first thing that we should do here in figuring out how to play this song is what is the key that we're playing in. And so you got... Right, and my guitar, as always, is 2.5 step down, just always and forever. So I guess we're in E flat. So cool. Probably, well, in fact, yeah, it sounds a lot like Flyers the more I think about it. Oop, a little out of tune. Yeah, so let's take a listen to that riff. It sounds like just your standard kind of minor pentatonic thing. The kind of thing that I'm thinking of how I would play this at a convention kind of by myself, not in a band situation. That's why I've got the acoustic guitar. So I would still probably do that riff in the beginning because it's cool by itself. There isn't a whole lot accompanying it. So let's hear what it is. Pretty standard. Let's hear that again. Okay. Okay. Oh, that was a little different. Okay, is that it? And then it repeats when the... Now, the one thing I have to put some serious thought into, and I'm only learning the guitar part right now because it takes me a while to learn the Japanese, the words. What I'm gonna have to figure out later is if I'm gonna play that riff and sing it at the same time, because that is gonna be some serious, independence, coordination between my mouth and my hands. But that is a problem for future Yuki. Right now, I'm just going to figure out that riff. So it's just, let me see if I can play along with it. What happened? I lost it. I lost my signal. Get unplugged? I think it did. I think I stepped on the cord. There we go. Please? Hello? Hello? No signal. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened? What happened? Wanna work? Yeah, there we go. Stupid thing. Alright. Let's do that again. Okay. So there's that first 15 seconds, that little riff thing, easy enough. I mean, it's just a standard kind of E flat minor pentatonic. No, yeah. So let's hear what is next. Easy enough. Again, just so much like that Flyers progression. Bum, 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 dancing through the skies. Okay. So it's yeah. I'm just gonna call this E because it's easier for me to remember. Everything is tuned down to half step, but I'm gonna call it an E, and then a D, and then like a. Those aren't very fun to fret, but yeah, that D flat thing. Was that? That's a yeah. That's an A with a D flat in the bass, C sharp in the bass. So you could do it that way too. Neither one is super fun to fret, but I usually just do that. Let's see what's next. Anything going on with you guys? Again, I know this isn't me. Ponyu says, "Sup Yuki, how you been? Missed the live stream last week. Pretty good. I think pretty much everyone here right now saw the stream last week, so I won't bore everyone with that whole story that I told at the stream about was it 2 weeks ago? Just all of our shenanigans at Anime Midwest and Anime Expo and David's wedding and just a jam-packed week. But pretty good. Other than that, just trying to get things back in, kind of get back into the swing of things after all that craziness. Trying to get back onto an uploading schedule on my channel. I really, you might be able to tell, on top of all the shows that we did, the conventions and the wedding, you can probably also tell right now that I'm not in my usual place where I usually record. I don't have my backdrop or any of my posters. Yeah, I'm in a new place, in a new apartment, and so that is another thing that kind of added to why I haven't been putting up videos lately, because it was moving and practicing for David's wedding, and then playing David's wedding, and practicing for Anime Expo and Midwest, and then playing at Anime Expo and Midwest. Anime Midwest was a good time. We certainly had a good time too. Glad you did as well. No one in YouTube is saying anything. What's up, YouTube? You guys have anything to say, or are you just chilling? That's totally fine too. Down with chilling. Yeah, Midwest was a good time. I was kind of pleasantly surprised with how the Quiplash panel turned out. Those panels have been getting better and better. Like, we've just been somehow attracting people to those. But I thought we were in a place and at a time where people weren't going to find us, and we kind of packed the room on that one. Anyway, I digress. What is the next section? So we got that. So we have that riff, and then we have that kind of disco thing. So what happens next? It looks like they just hang on this chord. E. Okay. Cool. ASMR. I'll have to get another microphone and like pan this left and right so we can get some real ASMR going. Trying to figure out if your chat was frozen. Yeah, I think just everyone's just kind of hanging. Again, this is a brand new thing. Still working out the bugs, clearly. So I understand if you guys don't have a whole lot to say about it. And again, if it just ends up being a boring concept and no one gives a crap, I might just not keep doing it. But I thought it would be interesting because people every once in a while I get questions about what my my method and my process for learning songs. So I thought maybe this would be enlightening. If anyone has any questions about anything, I don't think there are a whole lot of people kind of playing along at home, so to speak. But if anyone has any questions about anything I'm doing or just whatever, I mean, just this can be an AMA as well as I don't know, whatever the hell I'm doing right now. All right, so let's hear those. A, okay. Okay, so that one, so these kind of syncopated hits, it's all E, G, D, E, G, A. So it's I like the idea. Fascinated by how quickly you can pick this up. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. When I first started learning these songs, it was a lot of just kind of guessing and checking. Just like, oh, is it this chord? No. Is it this chord? No. Is it this chord? And after a little while, you start to pick up on patterns that you hear a lot in anime songs in particular, but also just in kind of rock music and pop music. So once you can kind of figure out what the key is, then you can hear patterns, and it's like, okay, well, it's going to be like whatever, a 2-5-1 or a 1-4-5, like, blues thing or whatever. I like these kind of streams. Pretty chill, and we get to know you better. Yeah, that's another thing that I was hoping to accomplish with this. A, get a little glimpse into how I do things. B, if you just have questions or you just want to hang or whatever, it's kind of good for that. And a little more selfishly, I'm trying to figure out more ways to stream, and hopefully go for the Twitch affiliate thing. And I was just trying to think of things that I could stream that people might find interesting and might have a good time with. It's a great idea. I hope you keep it. Thanks, Airsoft. Appreciate it. Again, certainly they'll get better as we go, because I'm going to figure out why my interface doesn't want the all back 8 channels that it has, why it won't let those channels into OBS, why I won't stream those things. It will only the front 2 channels. I can put sentences together. It's only letting audio from the front 2 channels in. And there are so many more channels on this interface that are not being used for some reason. And I'll get it figured out, and it'll start sounding and looking better next time. But so yeah, so we got these, and then I guess the second time it was to the A, and then wait, hang on the A before it went back to the E. Let me hear that again. So you got E, G, E, G, E, A. Oh, okay. So it's A, B, da, da, da. So da, ba, 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 ba. Okay, got it. Okay, so E, G, D, E, G, A, B. Okay. And then I think the third and fourth times are just... So let me try it. Let me do that again. Yeah, Airsoft. Yeah, the key is it's E flat. I'm calling it E just because my guitar is tuned to E flat, so it's easier for me to think of this as E, A, D, G, B, E, but really everything is a half step down. So this is technically E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, E flat. But I don't like thinking of those extra flats. So I'm just, technically it's E flat. And we found that out at the beginning of the song. There's just a riff thing, like a E flat minor pentatonic riff, like was it? And it just as soon as you hear that, you hear that first note, it's like, okay, that pretty well establishes what key we're in. That's definitely the root. So we're in E flat. So I guess it starts out with an E flat minor pentatonic riff, but then it goes into an E flat major thing, disco thing. Maybe I should be doing it that way. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna go back to calling it E because it's easier for me to think of it that way. Because it's easier to think of this as an E chord, even though it's technically tuned down a half step. It's just easier for me to think of it that way. E, D, A slash C sharp, or D flat or whatever. All right. So, what's next? Let's play it up to this point. We're about 30 seconds in, 30-ish seconds in, a little more than a third of the way there. Bring up that volume a little more. Okay, so and so that's the new section. So that's a da 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 da. I think E-G-A-D. That's what it sounded like. Let me hear that again. Yeah. Okay, let me back up. I just said a lot of things. So let's go through that previous section. This one. I think it repeats. D, A, C, D, and then E something. Oh, and then it goes back to that disco thing. That Bradio riff. I'm gonna call that the Bradio riff. Okay. So that was the chorus. So the chorus is just da 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 da, and then A, C, D, E. Okay, and then at the end it goes to the da 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 da. And then how does it end? Let me be sure I actually know how it ends. Okay, I guess it just ends on that A/C sharp. Sounds like it. Okay, so I guess that's everything. There are a lot of sections to this song, but the chord progressions that they use the chord progressions they use in each section are pretty. I don't want to say formulaic, but like, you hear them often. I've certainly heard them often enough that they're pretty easy to pick out. This is so it's definitely one of the easier songs to just kind of for me to pick out by ear. It might be more interesting to figure out what my process is for a more difficult kind of a jazzier song, or like a Jeff Williams Ruby song, because Jeff Williams always has a bazillion chords in his songs, and they take me a considerable amount more time to figure out what the hell is going on in there. On the other hand, that might just be boring, just having me like pause and rewind and like slow things way down and be like, what chord is that? Is that this chord? Is that chord? What chord? What is that? I don't know. But yeah, let me try playing this all the way through, because I figured it out. I don't know if I remember the structure well enough, but I think I can do it. Let's see if I got it. Let's see if I got it. Woo! Boop. Ah, that's not zero. Okay, I guess that's it. Shut up. Shut up. I need to take this thing off of repeat. Boop. There we go. Okay, I guess that was it. This took a lot less time than I thought it would. Airsoft says, be fun to see you tackle more difficult songs. And Matt Stanky agrees. Matt, tell me how to pronounce your last name so I don't make an ass of myself. Stanka? I don't know. Nailed it in like 15 minutes. Let's get some. Oh my god, thank you, Mario. I guess that's maybe. What's up, Bulldogs? I'm just chilling. Oh, people just showed up, and I'm already done. What? So I. The whole reason I did this stream, I accomplished my goal in a good like 20 minutes. Stinky, gotcha. Okay, I got it. I will remember that for next time. The whole point of the stream was me just like not really having heard this new My Hero Academia song, and then listening to it like a couple times, and then figuring it out, and then I did it. I learned it already. So what else can we do? What can I can end this if we don't have anything else, or we can hang. I can like play some songs if you guys want me to play anything. Umi was watching earlier. Okay. She's just saying woo because I did it. Because I did the thing. Thank you, Umi. What's up, Bulldogs? I said that already, but I don't know what else to say. Missed most of it. Nathan. I learned it much faster than I thought I would. Maybe you guys should just like give me a song. My voice recovered. It's still getting there. It's not 100%. Still, it's better than it was last week. Hopefully by Thursday, it'll be better. We'll see. Ooh, one thing I did not do was get water for myself. That would have been a good idea. What anime am I watching? Good question, Miponyu. What anime am I watching? Well, I am watching Hero Academia. Surprise, surprise. What else am I watching? I've been watching. I think. Right, because you weren't at the stream. I think I maybe mentioned this. I don't know. Steins Gate Zero. I've been watching that. Although I guess that just ended. Although I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's definitely going to be more. But I think this, like half of the season, is over. So it definitely seemed like there's going to be more. What else? I was watching Fully Coolly Progressive. That ended a couple weeks ago. Someone, was it Airsoft or maybe it was Redcoat, and he's not here right now, Jimmy Redcoat Gamer. Someone asked me at the stream last week what I thought about Fully Coolly Progressive, and I meant to answer it, and I never got around to it. So I'll say it right now, whether or not you guys care. I, much like so many other 90s anime kids who, whatever, nostalgia, I was really into Fully Coolly when it came out. I saw it on Adult Swim or Toonami. I think it was Adult Swim at the time. And I was super into it. It was just so ridiculous and crazy. And I was into anime already. But it was just so unlike anything I'd seen before. It was crazy, and everything was some kind of sexual metaphor or metaphor for adolescence or something like that. But yeah, it was ridiculous, and things were flying around, and things were getting hit in the head with bass guitars, which was cool because I was also getting into music at the time. So, just Haruko flying around with a Rickenbacker bass was pretty kick-ass. I should learn some FNAF songs from either Mando Pony or Living Tombstone. That's something I hadn't really thought about. I will take that into consideration. At the very least, I'll take that, because if I didn't do it, it wouldn't because the songs aren't good. I've heard songs from that kind of FNAF, I guess, fandom thing. There's good stuff in there. I just don't know if I'm ready to branch out into something like that, because like at the very beginning, I wanted to keep it strictly to anime stuff, anime and like kind of JRPG, because one of the the first video I did was the Simple and Clean one. Well, actually, technically the first video I did was to Xanarkand from Final Fantasy X, but no one's watched that video, and no one should watch that video. It looks and sounds bad. I didn't have a good camera. I didn't have any lighting. Okay, the sound was okay because I had this microphone at that time, but I yeah, but I wanted to keep it to kind of that thing of Japanese video game kind of stuff, and it was kind of reluctantly, like a year later, because I was watching Ruby. Obviously, the soundtrack to Ruby is amazing, and then Monty passed away, and I was going to a convention. I was going to play a show at Anime Matsuri in Houston, and I was just like so shaken from all that. Obviously, everyone who was following that and knows about his work was just devastated by that. And I was like, okay, I need to do something for this. So I learned the songs from the trailers, the Red Like Roses Part 1 and Mirror Mirror and From Shadows. And well, I guess technically I Burn, the like rock song, is not what was in Yang's trailer. There was like it was like a disco kind of, not disco, like a dance remix kind of thing. But yeah, I learned those, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I know more than just, well, yeah, obviously there's lots of bickering on the internet whether or not Ruby is anime, but the point is, it's not this. I learned something that wasn't from a Japanese, intellectual property, and I didn't want to. I was still kind of trying to keep it from expanding too far outward because I didn't want to start branching into, like Disney stuff and just any kind of cartoon thing. Because I eventually I did Stronger Than You, Steven Universe. Now I know a whole crap ton of Steven Universe songs, and then just on a whim, I one day recorded a just crappy little cover of Get Swifty from Rick and Morty, and now that's my most viewed video, and people who know me know that gets under my skin because it's such a low effort, low quality video, and I don't know how it has like 100,000 fucking views. I'm sorry, but that's just how the internet works. I think. I think there are a lot of creators out there who are like, I put so much time and so much effort into this one video, and it's so beautiful, and I love it so much, and it gets, decent response. And then this one thing I threw together when I was drunk on a Saturday night has like millions of views. And I don't know, you just can't, it's hard to manufacture virality, I guess. I feel like I tried to make that sound deeper than it really was, but I don't know. Just it's not always, it always doesn't always come down to the effort that you put into it. Sometimes it's just a certain thing clicks with the right amount of people, and then it blows up. What am I saying? What's the point of all this? Wow, that's what happens when I start talking. Jesus. Point is, I was trying to keep somewhat of a focus on the anime and video game stuff, and now it's kind of grown a little bit more, but I'm still trying to keep from turning into, I don't know. I don't want to open the floodgates. I should learn some My Little Pony songs. Yeah, like I'm trying to not open the floodgates for just like every single song that's, but every single, I guess we'll say every single fandom song. So, like Five Nights at Freddy's and like My Little Pony, voice is cracking. Or like, or again, like Disney stuff, I could do like, whatever, stuff from Mulan or Lion King or whatever. Have you settled on a name for your fans? I haven't watched Get Swifty. Don't do it. Don't do it, Miponyu. No, that's what I'm trying to tell you, is it's not good. I don't understand why so many people have seen it. I mean, you can watch it, but like the main thing, not even that fuck you, Kevin. You know what learn some Wiggles song. He knows exactly what he's doing. Oh God. The main thing about the Get Swifty cover, I mean, A, is that it was just one microphone picking up my voice on my guitar, so it doesn't sound all that great. Like, the guitar part is decent, but I did this voice, and I don't know what I was thinking, because going back, it sounds nothing like Rick. It's just this really, like, kind of nasally, annoying voice. And yeah, like going back, I don't know what I thought I was doing with that voice. I can't listen to it anymore because it just like gets under my skin and just like, oh, Why did I do that? Why do so many people watch it? It's kind of embarrassing, but at the same time, I don't know. A lot of people seem to enjoy it. Probably, of course, I also got a lot of mean troll comments on that video, but that's beside the point. Which video did I like the most that I've posted? That's a good question. Should go watch that vid. Screw you, Nathan. You just, oh my God. Learn some Wiggle songs. Right. Wait, I'll get back to you in a second, you. Airsoft community asked if I have settled on a name for my fans. Now that I think about it, I actually don't think that Facebook pages are allowed to make polls, which is a dumb thing. So I'm trying to think if I'm going to do a more official way of voting. Because obviously I put out that thing. I talked about fighting memers. And at the last stream, I talked about Yuki Nation, which I still really like. But then, Eugene comes in out of like left field with Utakus. And I see that. I'd never thought of it. Twitter has polls. Yeah, but I have asked for followers on Twitter. I have like 200 followers or something like that. I got nothing over there. If anyone wants to, if anyone has a Twitter wants to go follow me right now to bump up some of those numbers, that would be great. But I also am bad at Twitter. So point being, Eugene comes out of nowhere with Utakus, and I see that and I was like, that's super catchy, and I can't believe I never thought of that before. Because and then a lot of people started liking it, and a bunch of people were saying like, oh, Eugene had the best name. So there's a good chance it'll just end up being Utakus because it's short and it's catchy and it works. It's a nice kind of what's the word? Portmanteau? Is that right? When you mash two words together? I don't know. I think that's what I think it's portmanteau. Following on Twitter now. Thanks, Nathan. Appreciate it. So yeah, there's a good chance it'll end up being Utakus. And then, like I was saying at the stream last week, I'm probably going to open up a Facebook group and have it linked to, because Facebook pages can have associated, kind of official Facebook groups. And anyone who wants to join that, I just figure anyone who wants to, the group will be a lot better for sharing more important stuff with you guys. Because right now, if I post something to the page, there's a very good chance most of you won't see it because of Facebook's stupid algorithms. Like, especially if it doesn't get a whole lot of likes in the first couple hours, the post might just die and no one will see it. Especially if it's a link to a page off site. That's the main thing. When I first started doing this thing, I could post YouTube links to Facebook and I could get a decent amount of reach, post reach from that. But now Facebook has just kind of put the kibosh on any posts that include links to, external sites because they want you to stay on Facebook. They don't want YouTube videos. They want Facebook videos. They don't want you going onto like BuzzFeed's website or whatever. They don't want you going onto, into Google, spreadsheets or something. Like they want to make sure that you stay on Facebook. So anything that includes a link basically gets crap for reach. So I'm forced to just not post those things. So see your post a lot. Thanks, Rose. So the other thing that you can do is, and Rose Kagome and I think a few other people have done this, is if you do sign up for notifications on my page, then you'll get to see everything. Or I think there are other ways I think you can also, yeah. But I don't want to bombard you guys with notifications when I'm just kind of shit posting random bullshit that I find, stupid like meme things and anime, whatever. Yeah. Thanks, Zuckerberg, for real. Like having a Facebook group, it would be a lot easier for you guys to see the things that I think are more important. Well, the things I think are more important, but like the videos, if I post a YouTube video to a Facebook group, people in the group are much more likely to see that than if I post it to my page. And similarly, it'll be a lot easier to have discussions with you guys in there, because I can do polls. And if I post something where I want your opinion on something, there's a much better likelihood that you will see it. But I mostly see like sponsors as well, like when you're going to do an event. Well, that's a separate thing. Yeah, if I have an event, or there's a video that I pay to promote, then you're more likely to see it. But I hate that. It's stupid. I shouldn't. I have, almost 1,500 followers on Facebook. I shouldn't have to pay to have more than like 50 of you see a post that I make. It just seems ridiculous. So yeah, again, if you guys are interested in seeing, I'm not going to shit post on the group. I'm just going to put videos and discussion threads, and you guys can post discussion threads, and it'll just be a lot more kind of a community thing. Yeah. So if you guys are into it, then yeah, I'll open up the group, and yeah, if you're feeling it, then you can join that. You know what? I'm going to ask you guys to hold on for 1 second because I am parched and I need some water. So I'm gonna let this My Hero Academia song play me out for a second because this is so wait, no, I can do something even better. Wait, if my phone is connected, I can play whatever I want. Oh no, this is unlimited power. What am I gonna do? Let's crap my foldy tolds. All right, that's enough of that. My life is one big shit post. Nathan, I'll get back to your question in 1 second because I do, since I think I answered Airsoft's question. This is a romantic moment with the chair. Yeah, in up close and personal with chair. Hope you enjoyed your close, intimate time with chair. I'll answer your question in a second, Nathan. No, you know what? I can answer that pretty quickly. Did Brad record me playing with you guys at Anime Midwest? Would love to get your hands on video. Yes. Oh God, you're reminding me that this whole time I was supposed to be downloading videos that people sent me because Andrew, our sound guy, took a bunch of videos from Expo and Midwest, and then Brent took videos too. And yes, he got some videos of you jamming with us. I just have to download them and send them to you. But yes, I will send those your way. I will be sure to do that. But yeah, let me hop over. So Meepone, you asked what is the video that I've done that I like most, and that is a very good question. There's a motorcycle going by. You can hear that. Up until recently, it was probably one of my full band videos because it was almost begrudgingly that I started shifting toward this acoustic thing because I realized that I could do it a lot faster and it would get, basically the same amount of views, if not more, depending on if I could do something really fast. Because when I first started the channel, I wanted to do all or mostly big full band productions. Obviously, the first couple things I did were the To Xanarkand and Simple and Clean, but then I did HT and Escape from the City and Urugiri from Durarara and Ride on Shooting Star. And Last Dinosaur was acoustic, and I did that mostly because I thought I could make it more unique because that was part of the Pillow's 25th anniversary cover contest that they were holding. And I'd already heard someone do a full band cover of Last Dinosaur. And I was like, well, crap, if someone already did that, unless I did something crazy with the full band thing, I could probably make something a bit more unique if I went the acoustic route. Um, okay, yeah, Last Dinosaur. Yeah, love that song, and I do like that video. That is one of my favorites that I've done. Probably now I will say one of my favorites that I don't think gets enough love. I'm gonna say that is the Bastion kind of, I'll say medley, but it's only a 2-song thing that that Amaya and I did. It was Setting Sail. What was it? Setting Sail, Going Home. Build That Well, but build That Wall / Setting Sail, Going Home. And first, it was my first time recording something with Amaya, and it was kind of a fusion of acoustic cover and full band cover, because it starts out with just, me playing guitar and her singing, and then I bring in the slide, and then I do some harmonies, and then it comes in with, it kind of has this volume swell, and then David comes in on drums, and we got this kind of heavy thing going on, and then I do some like squealy guitar stuff, and Rose knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I love that it was just kind of one of my proudest things, because I really liked the vibe that we had on the acoustic part, on the Build That Wall part, with these kind of like haunting, really wet, verby background vocals on top, backing up, Amaya's really nice lead vocals. And then also, it was my first time doing a slide guitar thing. And I really like how the full band thing came together too. So, I'm just like really proud of that video. And, the only problem is we made it way too late, because by the time we even thought about doing that video, Bastion had already been out for at least a couple years, maybe a year, at least a year. So it was far from new, and the hype for that game was already kind of over and done with. So as of right now, that video probably has like 1,500 views, if that. And that's good, just kind of what happens, unless you get really lucky and the right people see it and share it around, unless you're, recording something that's, really popular at the time, there's a good chance you're not going to get a whole lot of views. I know what I'm going to check out after the stream. Awesome, Airsoft. Thank you. Love it. But that wall is definitely one of my favorites. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want to check it out after this, I love that video. Now, recently, partially because they're newer, and so they're kind of closer to my heart because they're more recent. But I do really like the Pop Team Epic "Let's Pop Together" song. That's like kind of a parody of "Let's Groove Tonight" by Earth, Wind, and Fire. That song is awesome. I don't know what you guys think about Pop Team Epic. But I love it. I know a lot of people aren't like super into it because it's just kind of shitpost the anime. Like, a lot of the jokes aren't even really jokes. It's just kind of doing random shit. But I really enjoy it. I especially like the musical numbers that they do, like the Koiste, Pop Team Epic, and Let's Pop Together, and I think it's called like You Are My Sunshine or something like that, where they're just like smashing everything, these like felt dolls. Anyway, Let's Pop Together. I put together the cover, and I thought it sounded pretty cool. I had the slap bass going, but I really wanted to insert some memey shit into it, and I didn't have any like Pop Team Epic plushies or cosplays or anything. So I kind of tried to mimic some of the shots that they did in the music video for Let's Pop Together. So which in itself, they also tried to mimic some of the shots in the Let's Groove Tonight video. So I was kind of, so I did the like panning out with the faces really close to the microphone, and I like did the stupid like dance with the spinny thing, and I don't know, I just thought like it looked so, it was like pretty low quality, like the effects and stuff that I did, but at the same time it was kind of like perfectly memey how lo-fi it ended up being. And so I don't know, I really liked, my friends want me to watch it, and I'm like, oh, Pop Team Epic. Yeah. This is the problem with the angle that I've got here. Have you done any new merchandise than the buttons? Oh yeah, still have to watch Pop Team. Yeah. So I'm not going to tell you that you have to watch Pop Team Epic. I enjoyed it, but it's strange. It's certainly not for everybody. I know I have plenty of friends who aren't into it, and I get it. I can't blame them. Because it's weird. So I'm not gonna say that you have to watch it, Rose or Nathan. Aesthetic. New merch. Yeah, right. Because you were there with the character buttons. I'm starting to sell some prints of some of the YouTube thumbnails that Maru makes for me, because I love the art that she does for me, especially like the Riri, the erased cover. I love that snowy with the like kind of high school jacket thing, and the 91 days one where it's just such a cool kind of reproduction. It looks like the 91 days kind of promo image, except it's me holding a microphone, and I just think it's so cool. So I'm starting to sell those at cons. I have to open an online store so people on the internet can buy my stuff instead of having to like go to a convention or just not have access to it. It's coming. It's on its way. I'm bad. I might start with just selling it on Facebook, because I know Facebook has like a built-in e-store thing. Because I don't even know if I should do like, Wish, or what are some of the other things, like Shopify, or like I don't even know. Like there are too many like e-store things. Please bring some to Mecca or I'll fight. Okay, bring prints to Mecca. Will do. I can do that. I'm gonna end up bringing probably a decent amount of merch, because I've got a couple of panels for Mecca, so I'll probably bring a decent amount of merch in case random people want shirts or buttons, or because I do love those little character buttons that Maru made for us with our kind of chibis. Can't wait to look at it if you come to Zap. Yeah. Hopefully, I mean, we've been there the last couple years. Hopefully they have us back. Same with CAD. I don't know yet. Are there any other questions that I missed? Yeah. So, but anyway, I was getting back to saying let's pop together. Yeah, it was one of my favorite videos that I've done, just because it's beautifully memey. Opens online store. Someone buys 55 shirts. Yeah, that's another thing. I do have to. I should just put these up for sale, because people apparently, I didn't think people would want them, and also it feels wrong. Like I'm pretty sure this shirt isn't copyrighted, but at the same time, it feels kind of exploitative of Beck, because the shirt is Koyuki's Lucky 55 shirt, so it feels weird for me to sell it and say, this is my thing, buy this thing. But I guess the flip side of that is, if no one else is selling it, I'm not taking money from anyone by doing it. I don't know. I'm very conflicted. Apparently someone wanted this kind of shirt so bad. Are they here? I can't remember. Someone on the stream, I don't remember their username, but they made their own 55 shirt, and it said Kid Yuki on the back, and it's super cool. I was just like, someone made. I don't know. That was didn't expect something like that to happen. That was kind of wild. Be sad if you don't play at CAD or Zap. Yeah, same, Matt. I mean, CAD and Zap are always good cons for us. Again, just no official word on it yet. That doesn't mean we're not doing it. Just means it's still like, like 5-6 months away. So. Also asked where I made it. Where I made the shirt. Get the 55 shirt because it's so signable. That is very true. It's a very good point. I think I did tell Nathan that I would put those up, and that I could sign them and send out signed 55 shirts. Yeah, I did say that. I guess I should probably deliver on the things that I say to people. I get the shirts made. I don't make them myself. I get them made at a printing like shirt printing place. At first I had them made at Custom Ink, but I mean their service is fine, but I was just able to find better prices and just a bit more I could kind of interface with the people making the shirt more, so I could just like tell them certain details that I wanted, and I could get quotes for X number of whatever. the main thing was the prices. I just got better prices at a local print shop. Also, supporting local business, whatever. Just clicked that your shirt is the Beck shirt. Love it. That's awesome. That's awesome, dude. Yeah. So the whole, it'd be cool if you sign the, yeah. Airsoft. No, if I sell the 55 shirts, I mean, once I put up an online store, I will have like all of my merch have like an option to have them signed. So yes, don't worry about that. I'll have that be a thing. But yeah, Patrick, Applito, the whole thing with the 55 shirt and Kid Yuki is I, was really into Beck, and I was trying to think of a, whatever stage name for myself. And I thought I really really related to Koyuki. And so I was like, oh, Ko means little or like child. So Kid Yuki. And I was like, that kind of has a cool ring to it. I don't know. Sounds hip. Now I sound old because I said the word hip. Huh. But I don't know how to drink. But yeah, so that was, Kid Yuki was the thing. And I was already, I knew that I wanted to cosplay Koyuki. At the beginning, I tried a little bit harder to look like Koyuki. Like I tried to get my hair in his like kind of not bowl cut, but just like shorter and kind of tighter up there. And he in a lot of frames in like the anime and the manga, he had like red kind of Converse shoes. And eventually I kind of gave that up. Because Converse have no padding and hurt a lot after walking around a convention for days. So I kind of gave that up. But also I just realized that you already sounded old when you said you were parched. Fuck you, Kevin. Fuck you. No kidding. What was I supposed to say? Thirsty? Because that has its own negative connotations. What was I saying? Oh, but I also like started realizing that I don't have to be a Koyuki cosplayer, that I've kind of created my own image, and kind of my own, let's say this gross word, brand. Ugh. How many 55 shirts do I own? Because that's all I ever wear. Yeah, I did that legitimately because I wanted to be instantly recognizable. So I would always go to conventions in this, unless I was cosplaying something else, I would always have the 55 shirt on. So then someone could see me and be like, hey, it's that guy. Even if they didn't know who I was, they'd just be like, I see him around. This shirt is basically the Kid Yuki outfit is this and jeans. And because I tried wearing shorts one time when it was hot outside and people were not having it, which is fair. This is my look. Glad this stream is covering a lot of origin story. I wanted to ask you this. Yeah, this is really cool. It's weird. Like a cartoon character, I never change clothes. Yeah, and I never age. Winky. This isn't the 5th My Hero Academia. Kevin, you came in very late. Well, by very late I mean this thing started out as me learning the 5th My Hero Academia opening for anyone showing up right now. And I was like, all right, I've only heard this song like twice. We're gonna listen to it and I'm gonna learn it. We're gonna learn it together. And I ended up learning it in like 15 minutes. And like, I was like, what do I do after that? And by then people were like asking me questions and stuff. And so I'm just kind of like keeping this going until you guys get bored or until it gets so late that I get tired and have to go to sleep because I'm an old person and I have work in the morning. And you don't have to be an old person to have work in the morning, but whatever. I also just like, you do have to be an old person to react so poorly as I do when you don't get the right amount of sleep. I think I've been just like a 40-something-year-old since I was like 16, because even like through college, if I got less than, like I could get less than 8 hours and I wouldn't be happy with it, but I'd be okay. But if I got less than like 6-7 hours, my body would just start hating me. And I will not get into any more details past that. I see more things. I thought your name was a Jade and Yuki reference, but then you told me I never watched GX and OSAT. Yeah, That's a fair. Yeah, Jaden Yuki. Right. No. Yeah. I understand. I understand why you would think that. No, it's a. Beck is not the most well-known anime, although I am realizing more and more that more people know about it than I originally thought. I always thought there was this kind of underground thing that I knew about that no one else knew about, and I had to like tell everyone about it because it was the greatest thing. But then like almost every convention that I play at, I get a handful of people asking for Beck songs, which is awesome because that anime is great, and anyone who hasn't seen it needs to go see it because it's great. I mean, the animation is a little rough at the beginning, but that aside, the music is awesome. It's such a relatable story. It's super compelling. Anyone who was an awkward high school kid, and I'm willing to bet that that's all of you, will be able to relate to the anime, whether or not you're in a band. If you're in a band or if you ever played a musical instrument, you will super relate to it. But it's great. If you're going over origin stories, talk about the signed guitar. For sure, I can totally do that. Is there anything else that I didn't get to see? A cartoon, blah, 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 blah. You now have to learn the Cory in the House. I guess I should. I guess I should. I'll have to do a different stream for that just to prolong your suffering of me not knowing that song. But, Applito, Bluebird, Mike. Oh yeah, and Umi asked how AX was. Applito, the mic, it's blue, it's a baby bottle, is the name of the model. Hang on for just 1 second. I'm gonna kill this. Hang on, I'll be right back. Wait, I'll give you guys a little more Terry Fold. Hang on. Here it comes. Yeah. Oh wait. This is awesome. This is awesome because I'm like a radio. Doesn't matter.
I don't know. Should I do it again?
Fuck. What? What's this? Do your improvisational. What is this? I'll look at that later. Okay. So to get back to actually answering Umi's question, I was an awkward high school kid, especially when I started playing played violin. For sure, I know that. Yeah, AX. AX was awesome for the 2.5 seconds that we were there. Oh hell, I'll just go into my story about that whole week because I think there are at least a couple people here who didn't hear it. So that was the week starting with Sunday, July 1st, and it was one of the craziest, if not the craziest, just like as far as busiest, especially with music things, weeks in my life. I don't think I've had a busier week at all, much less a busier week of music. And so it started with July 1st was David's wedding. So David, the drummer, bongo god, percussionist extraordinaire, David Belcher, got married to Andrea, who, sometimes she pops up on the stream and she's awesome and they're great together. And I love them both. And David, he had me play in the wedding band, the band that played at his reception. And I was kind of like the de facto leader of the band. I mean, several of us took up, leadership roles. Hello, words are hard. But yeah, so that was like 3+ hours of music Sunday night, ending at like midnight, and then I had work the next day. Probably got home at like 1:30, and I had basically no voice because I was just kind of yelling a bunch of party music at people. It was awesome. Don't get me wrong. The band was great. There are a bunch of musicians that I played with before. They're awesome musicians. The crowd was great. They're obviously wedding parties are a lot of fun, especially when the bride and groom are super energetic and dancing all the time. But Monday I wake up and I have basically no voice, and I'm like shit. Anime Expo and Anime Midwest are this weekend. So I tried to like not talk basically for like 2 days. It's amazing when you dropped his stick at Anime Midwest and kept playing the snare of the sand. That's right. That was in Tank. That was like the first song we did. We did Tank, and he like dropped his stick and he kept playing with his hand. Yeah, David's a badass like that. I'm gonna try to sit up a little straighter so I'm not slouching like this. Blah, 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 blah. So Wednesday morning at like 5 a.m., me and Deja and David are driving to the airport to fly out to AX. Our flight was at like 7. Get into LA like 9. Get to our hotel about 10. Fortunately, thank God, the hotel had early check-in because we were able to get into our room at 10 and then just pass out for a couple hours because we were exhausted from packing. Anyway, so yeah, that was Wednesday, July 4th. Oh yeah, that was the 4th. And that was day 0 of the con. So we were trying to get our badges. I look so shit-faced and get swifty. I think that's just the air that's the kind of persona that I adapt when I play Rick and Morty songs, because you kind of have to act a little shit-faced to be Rick. I definitely did that for the Terryfold video. In fact, I ended up not keeping it, but I recorded some outro sections with me just like taking swigs from a whiskey bottle. I thought that ended up getting a little too dark, so I ended up not going with it. But so AX, I'll just get the abridged version. AX was fun. We weren't there for very long. It was Wednesday. We got to walk around the convention center a little bit just to get an idea of what was where. And we were able to walk into the exhibition hall for a little bit. The dealer's room wasn't open at that point. And then we got some, bomb ass Korean barbecue because it's LA and K-Town is right there. And but yeah, Thursday, July 5th, I know days, was our show. And we had basically no time to rest or really like do anything. A couple of us got to do stuff at the convention. I think Deja and Kyle and probably Andre a little bit. But I was up in the morning. Me and Andrew and David ran over to the convention center to meet with Brazzo, who was the guitarist of Midnight Shinigami. So a little bit of background about where we were playing at Anime Expo. They have this 21 and up kind of lounge area. They call it Lounge 21. And it's really cool. There's like some bars, you can buy drinks. They have, every once in a while they have live music, and sometimes they'll throw like parties, and some different industry people will come in and do kind of stuff, promotional things. But it's a really chill spot. They're just like couches everywhere, really nice couches. The stage was super cool. Yeah, it was just interesting. But so across the weekend, there were just a bunch of musical acts. There was us. There was Super Soul Bros, who I don't know if you guys know, but love those guys. They're super, super good. Just, instrumental, kind of jazzy, funky band covering, video game songs. And then there was Midnight Shinigami. The bassist of Midnight Shinigami is so cool. He has some sick technique. Yeah, dude, that dude is awesome. All of those guys are awesome. Midnight Shinigami is another anime cover band. We didn't even get to see them because they were playing on Friday. We didn't get to see most of the people because they were, not playing on Thursday. There was FaceTime Police, who, if you guys don't know, they're a kind of acoustic duo from around here. We actually play a lot of shows with them. Did you see Amanda Lee and from Lee and Lee at AX? I didn't get to see anyone. I didn't get to see shit at AX. So that's the whole point that I'm trying to get here is I had no time to do anything because just to get back to it, Midnight Shinigami and Super Soul Bros. Since we were flying to LA for Anime Expo, we couldn't bring drums or amps. We brought guitars, and Kyle somehow was able to get his keyboard. He has a super nice Nord keyboard, and I guess didn't want to risk using anyone else's keyboard. So we brought his keyboard. But yeah, we didn't have amps. We didn't have drums. So I've been to a couple of shows, mostly with Project Beck. If you guys don't know about the Beck cover band that I'm in with Greg Ayers. We've done a few shows where the convention will give us, backline equipment. They'll rent out drums and some nice amps, and they'll already be there. We just have to put them on stage and set them up. So I thought, Anime Expo is having bands from across the country come in and play. Surely they'll have some backline equipment. But ended up not being the case. I think they probably didn't have the budget for something like that. So we ended up having to borrow drums from Super Soul Bros. And we ended up having to borrow an amp from Super Soul Bros. And a couple amps from Midnight Shinigami. So we had to work out times for them to come by and for us to load stuff in. So again, back to day one of Anime Expo, Thursday, July 5th. Me and Andrew and David are running over there at like 10 in the morning to meet with Brasso so we can load in his amps. And he wasn't even going to play that day. He was just there helping us out because he was a total bro. He's super awesome. Everyone that we worked with was awesome, by the way. Brasso was awesome. Everyone from Super Soul Bros, Robbie and Chris and Ian were super awesome and super helpful. And I appreciate the hell out of them. But yeah, we loaded in his stuff. We had a couple seconds. Then we had to talk to the sound tech and the lighting tech and just the other. We had to, get our badges because we had some badge nonsense that there was just kind of some miscommunications. So we didn't get the right number of badges that we were supposed to have, and had to get that sorted out. And then we had maybe half hour to an hour to chill before our sound check. But at that point I was like, that's hardly enough time to do anything, especially since there's lines everywhere. If you've ever seen pictures of Anime Expo, when people say line con, 100%, I should put my filter back on this thing because I'm hearing some popping that's not good. Now that I'm not playing guitar, might as well be good. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hear that? Boomy, boomy, boomy. I didn't have a chance to do anything at AX because by the time we were done getting all that stuff sorted out, it was time for our sound check, and then right after the sound check was the show, and then immediately after the show we had to get onto a shuttle to catch a flight back to Chicago because the whole thing was we were only there for day one. I mean, obviously the people at Midwest and AX, already know this, but we were playing at Anime Expo for Thursday, and then the whole rest of the weekend, Friday through Sunday, we were already under contract to play at Anime Midwest. By the time I found out that we were able to play at Anime Expo, before I even knew what days anything was happening, we were already under contract. And so I couldn't, I didn't want to give up a chance to play at Anime Expo, the biggest anime convention in the country, but there was no way to do it that was not crazy. And so we ended up having a window of 45 minutes between when our show ended and when we had to catch the shuttle back to LAX. Because I got us a flight Thursday night, getting us in super early Friday morning, because at the time when I was trying to book flights early, and if anyone if any of you have ever tried to schedule, apply for a panel at a convention or run any kind of event at a convention, convention schedules typically aren't set until at least a month before the convention. And so this is April or maybe like May, and I'm trying to buy tickets, plane tickets before they get really expensive. And I don't know when they're going to have us play at Anime Midwest. So I can't risk us getting in at like noon or 2 p.m. or something on Friday if we're scheduled to play at 3 on Friday or 1. Because usually in the past, we've usually played Midwest. The full band show has been on Friday evening. So I tried to get us in as early on Friday, or I was hopefully trying to get us in Thursday night, but the flight ended up being 8 p.m. leaving 8 p.m. Thursday night, getting in at like 2 a.m. Friday morning. So yeah, that was crazy. The show was good, I will say. Anime Expo seemed really cool. It was very busy, but I didn't get to see much of it. The show was really good. I had some good energy. The first song that we did, people who saw us at Midwest know this. The first song we did was Tank. And, as soon as the dun, 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 the bass line hits, and people are just going nuts for it because it's Tank. Like you can't help it. So AX was fun. Midwest, I actually got to see more of the convention, so I can tell you more about that. I have been looking this way, so I don't even know what's been going on in the chat. I should probably change the angle here. Hello. What have I missed? So yeah, no, I didn't get to see Amanda Lee. I didn't get to see any, I was amazed that I saw Patrick Aplito over there, because that was kind of wild. We had just finished getting equipment loaded in to Lounge 21, and we had like a second to breathe. And David and I were going to go and get some food because we hadn't eaten all day. And I walk outside into the hallway, super busy hallway, and I find this one spot that's not crowded. And I hear, "Holy shit, you're Kid Yuki." And I'm like, what? This is Anime Expo. I'm nobody here. Why would anyone know who I am? And sure enough, it's Patrick. It's Aplito. And it was crazy. It was just crazy to just like run into him. The like one guy who probably knew who I was at that whole. Well, I mean, there are a few other people, but like one of the few people who I'd never met in real life. That's the main thing. Because like other people who would know who I was are probably people from around here who I've seen before who went out there for AX. So that was just kind of wild. Spent their budget on the Fade bus. The Fade bus. Yeah, the Fade bus was awesome. Would die for Robbie. Yeah, Robbie is awesome. He's so good. Did you see my friend Mason at Anime Midwest? I saw anime. That whole weekend was a blur to me, so I probably saw him, but the whole weekend was a blur. I think a con like Expo would have asked for tech writers and other news. Hi. Yeah, that was, I'm not going to say anything bad, but the way that they did things was not how I expected. That's all I'll say. It all ended up working out. That's the thing. It all ended up working out. Except, okay, the one thing I'll bitch about. I'll bitch about one thing, which is that the stage had one boom stand. And the sound tech was even complaining about it. He's like, "Man, like, I'm so sorry. I like put in a request for more boom stands. So like I literally had to play, with a mic like this because, people who have not, don't have experience with this. A boom stand is, the one that goes up like that instead of being straight. And if you have an instrument or a keyboard or you play drums or something, you can't have a straight stand because it's here and how, yeah. So you got to have that angle. So that was weird, but everything else ended up working out fine. The amps were great. They had, the sound tech was awesome. He was really, really good. The same thing with the lighting guy. So they got us hooked up just fine. So it didn't end up being a problem, the fact that we didn't have tech writer, or that we didn't send him a tech writer. But yeah, I was kind of, it was kind of odd they didn't ask for one. Blah, blah, blah. What else? Hello. Anime Midwest always has mic problems. I was confused when I saw David shirtless. Yeah. Anime Midwest does have mic problems. I mean, when we played last year, when we were on the big stage, I think that was probably the one time we had like the fewest technical difficulties. But this time at Midwest, because we were playing at the same stage that we played at CAD last year, and kind of a similar thing happened. No, different things happened. This year, we had no monitors. We had monitors, but they weren't working, so we couldn't hear ourselves. And hopefully we sounded okay. We did our best, but we couldn't tell. because we couldn't hear ourselves. The thing that happened at CAD was mics kept cutting out. So I would be singing a thing and be like, I've got no mic. Give me your mic. And we were just like trading mics around the whole time. Confused when you saw David shirtless. That's one thing you'll learn about David. It's actually amazing. I think I requested that for streams that he keep his shirt on. You guys are probably going to say, no, let him take his shirt off. Like, if you know David for long enough, he rarely has a shirt on. In all the bands that I've played with him, you'll start a show, and then within 20 seconds, I was going to say minutes, but that's not true. Within like 2 minutes, his shirt's off. Because that's just, he's comfortable that way. He just likes being free. Blah, 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 blah. It's crazy when I sign up for panels and then they give me the wrong time. And that was on the email. That's awesome. That's great. Wow, that fucking sucks. I'm sorry. I don't think I've had that happen. I have had a convention. I'm not going to say which convention, but I've had a convention where I applied for a panel and it's one of those forms where they ask you what time you're available. And I put, like evening, and then in the notes I specified, I'm getting off work at this time. I won't be able to be there until this time. So if you're going to give me Friday night, it's got to be this time or later, or Saturday or something. And then I get my panel approval email, and it says, hey, your panel is approved. You're playing at 2 p.m. And I'm like, I'm working until 5. I told you that. I put that in the form that I can't play until like 7. And then I sent him an email saying, explaining that, and I didn't hear anything. And I sent him another one. I sent him a couple emails, no response. And so the convention comes and goes, and I just couldn't do my panel. And I've heard in the past that for that convention, if you don't show up to your panel, you get blacklisted from ever doing a panel there again. And I don't know if that's happened because I haven't tried doing another panel there. But it would be very funny if a convention blacklisted me for giving me a panel at a time when I told them I couldn't go to, and then therefore I couldn't go to it and didn't go to it. Yeah, that's, yeah. What are we talking about? But yeah, I've not had it happen where they tell me a time and then it ends up being the wrong time. Need to start an anime OST cover band. Playing the OST as opposed to playing the openings. Is that what you're talking about, Patrick? As a sound tech, you're always going to have an issue of some kind. The question ain't if there's going to be one. It's how big and how fast. For sure. Oh, yeah. No, I've been doing this long enough. I totally understand that. Yeah, I totally understand that. I'm going to yell, David, take your shirt off next time I see you perform. He'll do it. 100%. I mean, yeah. He couldn't. Yeah, usually at the full band things, he'll take his shirt off. I think the only time that we did a full band thing and he couldn't do it was at UchiCon at University of Chicago because it was a university building and they didn't want that kind of conduct there. Yeah, I don't know. Anyone else have anything else going on? David did that at Zap. I think it was the full band or when they did the acoustic. It was probably both. I was wearing the yeah. Luma, there he is. He's the 55 shirt. Someone called you out on being a fanboy. Like in a mean way? Like, were they being jerks to you for being a fan? That was so fucking cool, dude. Like, I was amazed when I saw someone out there, with a 55 shirt, because, like, I know people have cosplayed Koyuki before, but I don't think I've ever seen another person with a 55 shirt, much less with my name on the back of it. That was just the coolest thing. So if anyone was giving you shit about it, unless they were just like kind of like just giving you shit in a lighthearted way, yeah, if that happens again, in fact, I'll wait to see if he responds, because I'm sure there's a little bit of a delay between what I'm saying and when you're hearing it. Blah, 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 blah. Were there any other questions that anyone was asking that I missed? We're already at an hour and a half, and we're coming up on midnight, which is pretty much my bedtime. But is my voice? Oh right, Rose asked if my voice is better. Yes, it's getting better. It's not 100% yet, I don't think. But it's recovering slowly. I just need to give it more time. I need to take it easy. Not sure. I didn't know the guy. It seemed like he knew you though. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. If he knew me, then he was just messing with. Yeah, he wasn't being he wouldn't have been mean about it. And I don't think that doesn't seem like the kind of scene where someone would be mean about that kind of like someone's gonna be mean to you about being a fanboy. Like, it's a fucking anime convention, dude. What do you think we all are? We're all fanboys and girls. Like, you can't like shit on someone for being a fanboy. You should close with a song of my choice. I can do that. Should it be like an anime song, or should it just be like an anything song? I could totally do that though. But yeah. I'm sorry if you're embarrassed. I certainly don't want that to happen. But yeah, no, I definitely don't think he was trying to be mean about it. Right. Airsoft asked about the signed guitar. Give me one more second because I need to get a little more water to close this baby out. But yeah, I think we'll run it, until right around midnight, and then I need to get to sleep. But yeah, thank you for joining me in this experiment that was supposed to be just me learning a song on guitar, and now it's just, Kid Yuki AMA time, which is, hey, it's awesome. I'm down for it. I mean, you guys seem to be enjoying it. I'm certainly having a fun time just hanging with you guys. I'll definitely do it again if you want this, although I feel like I've answered like everyone's questions about anything at this point. But give me 1 second. I'm gonna find another fun song to have play. Well, you should get the whole band to cosplay BNHA characters for a show. Present Mike would be perfect for you. That's true. I have certainly put thought into group cosplay, like from a particular series. I've thought about it. It's probably be a ways down the road, just because that kind of stuff is expensive and not everyone has the budget to pull a cool cosplay together. All right, here we go. Let's meme it up. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Was that running in the 90s? What the fuck was that? Let's do something else. Come on, I must have something else fun in here. Wait. I've got something even better. Hang on. I've got a better... No, I don't. We're going back to Terryfold. Fuck it. Where is it? I lost it. Oh no. I'm playing Flyers. Flyers. Well, we're playing this Flyers. Oh, we're playing... That's the Flyers that I tuned down a few steps. Jesus. Was this Odd Future? Nope, that's me, Odd Future. And that's the thing that causes this stream to get demonetized. Haha, I know what I'm doing. All right. Yeah. Nathan knows what I'm talking about. I mean, the chaos thing was probably bad enough, but that's Bruno Mars is gonna have my ass. Told you about doing one of those kinds of live streams before at Zap. Doing one of what? Oh yeah, doing one of these kinds of live streams. Yeah. I think you did. I didn't think that anyone would actually want to do that, but didn't hear you sing the opening of My Hero though. You're talking about the new one? Because here's the thing, I didn't sing it. I just learned the guitar part to it. I can play it again if you guys want. But also, let me answer Airsoft's thing about the signed guitar. Yeah, let me do that. So, if I have, well, if I have one signature thing, it's the 55 shirt. If I have two signature things, oh God, signature things. No, that turned into a pun. Fuck. If I have two signature things, the other thing is my signed guitar. Jesus. Oh, I'm garbage. But yes, signed guitar, lots of signatures. Pretty much almost entirely anime voice actors, because now these days I don't know what I ate, but these days I mostly watch subbed anime. Not because I'm like dub sucks, like one of those people, whatever. Mostly because they come out earlier. Although I guess now these days there's a lot more like simulcast stuff, but still, like most of the anime, unless it's super popular, the sub is going to come out first. But back in the day, I used to watch a lot of dubbed anime. Especially growing up watching the shitty 4Kids stuff, Yu-Gi-Oh and all that, and then into the Toonami with like Gundam Wing and Dragon Ball Z, and then into Adult Swim with Cowboy Bebop and like Full Metal Alchemist and that kind of stuff. And I started getting really into voice actors, because you hear some voices everywhere, like Johnny Young Bosch you hear everywhere is like well, now I'm not gonna be able to think of anything. He's like Vash from Trigon and Ichigo from Bleach, just like one of those hero voices that you hear everywhere. Or like you hear Steve Bloom, who was Spike in Cowboy Bebop, and then he was also like he was Tom from Toonami, the robot, and then he also did like Guilmon, like the Takato Man, like that was Steve Bloom, which is crazy when you hear the like deep kind of like sultry Tom voice, and then you hear Guilmon. But yeah, so I just like got really into following voice actors, and then when I finally, way too late in my life, started going to anime conventions, it literally wasn't until I graduated from college. I just graduated from college, and then I went to my first anime convention, which is, I had friends who had been going to anime conventions since middle school, and I don't know why I never did that, because I was into anime at the time. I don't know. I can't explain it. But once I did, it was ASEN. ASEN 2013. It was my first anime convention, and I immediately caught the bug, and I had to go to every anime convention that I possibly could. And yeah, I was like really into seeing voice actors. I wasn't the kind of person who like collected stuff and got things signed. But how many cups of water did I have already? This is only my second. This is only my, like, I should have like several cups of water, or just a bottle, so I don't have to keep running out and refilling it. Blip, blip, blip. Yeah, but so I caught the bug, and and then the second anime convention that I ever went to was the one that gave me the idea to start singing anime songs. And from then on, I would just bring my guitar to every convention that I went to, because I would I'd want to play for everyone, and I'd want to promote myself, because I'd have business cards and be like, here, check out my YouTube channel and such. And so for a little while, I think you guys know I live around the Chicago area now, but for a little while, I didn't start going to conventions till middle of high school. Yeah, I mean, that's still earlier than me. I wish I'd done it sooner. I wish I'd gotten into it sooner. But for a couple of years, I lived in Louisiana, and I went to a couple of conventions regularly down there. Several of you know that I will be at MechaCon at the end of July, because that's just kind of a thing I've fallen into. And yeah, so I was living in Louisiana, and there was this little kind of nothing convention. It wasn't even an anime convention. It was like a comic and horror thing that they didn't spend a whole lot of money on promoting it. But I was in an anime group, like a Facebook group, and they posted a thing like, hey, there's this convention in New Orleans. It's got some cool guests. There's going to be Steve Bloom, who I'm just like super into. I was just like, he's kind of like a hero of mine, voice actor hero of mine. And Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who's also awesome. And that was enough for me. I was like, I'm sold. It's cheap compared to some of the bigger conventions. I've got nothing going on. It's a Saturday. I got nothing going on. So I'll just head down to New Orleans and check this thing out. And again, it was just a small thing, not a whole lot of people there. And Steve Bloom held a panel, and there were probably like 5 people watching him. What's going on? I graduated in 2013. I was in high school by the time you graduated, because I graduated in 2015. Ace in 2013 was my first 2. That was also after college. Hey, that's wild, Matt. That's pretty crazy. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, there weren't a lot of people. Yeah, there were like probably 5 people at Steve Bloom's panel, and it was a Q&A, so we didn't have anything planned, and he was just like talking, and then he would be like, hey, who has a question? And there would just be silence because there was no one there, and I felt bad because I love this guy. He's such a talent. And so I would ask a few questions, and yeah, that's right. A few of the people on the stream who are watching right now met me at that convention, and I won't say why, because then that might be Claudia going to your first convention this month. Hey, what convention is that? What convention is that, Claudia? Sorry, scatterbrained. And so I would ask him some questions, and kind of help the panel along a little bit, because it clearly needed some momentum. Okay, I don't know, Umi, do you want me to say, okay, like the maid cafe, I don't know, like, am I supposed to say that? Cause I'm not a mecha maid, I'm a person. I'm not a robot. People have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Anime Zing 2017 was your first con. What? Anime Zing? You were at Anime Zing last year? Did you see us there? We were there at Anime Zing. Huh. Maybe you just didn't run into us. Because we didn't go this year, but we were at Anime Zing last year. Does going to MechaCon turn you into a robot? Comic-Con in Lima, Peru. Oh wow, okay. So you're watching from Peru. That's awesome. That's super cool. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Comic-Cons and conventions in general are a blast. There's a host there that has a striking resemblance. That's correct. There is an android at the Maid Cafe in MechaCon that looks a lot like me, but is not me. Winky, winky, winky. I'm telling you, I'm gonna head out now. It's getting late. Yeah, Ponyo, I'm about to go to bed too. I'm about to close this thing out, but right, stories. So I was kind of helping give Steve Bloom's panel a little bit of momentum because no one was asking any questions, and so whatever, the thing ends, and I ended up like running into him in the bathroom. And not I wasn't like stalking him. Like I was going to the bathroom, and then he walks in and he's like, hey man, like thanks a lot for helping out at the panel. And I was just like, you're welcome. It's so precious. Like I was just like a little starstruck because I love this guy. He's again like a hero to me. So the fact that he's thanking me for a thing, I was just like jello. I'll say that I was jello. And whatever. So I wander around a little bit. And he sits down, he has a table where he's signing stuff and just chatting with people. And there's like no line. And like at any big convention, he would have just a huge line because he's Steve freaking Bloom. Like people love him. So I was like, I got to take advantage of this. But like, I can't think of anything to have him sign. I don't just like have merch of his, but I had my guitar. So I ran out to the parking garage. I grabbed my guitar, brought it in, and I was like, here, like, please sign this. Yeah, because I had to get a signature on something. I had to, again, there was no line, and he was like, I was still like kind of high off of talking to him for a little while. And I ended up playing the theme, the Stray from Wolf's Rain, because he and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn were both in that. And I think Mary Elizabeth, I feel like she did maybe some of the ADR directing or something. Like she had a pretty key role in the dub for that. So she especially ate that up. She loved it. Also, Steve Bloom plays guitar, so like I played a bit, and then he picked it up and he started like doing some blues licks on it. So like Steve Bloom played this guitar, not just signed it. So yeah, that's a thing. Went to a decently big convention, and him and Mary Elizabeth, really, they had no line. Huh? That's pretty weird. Well, not at the conventions that I've been to. Anyway, sometimes it depends. Sometimes it depends on the time of day, if there's another big event going on. And yes, he's not the biggest anime voice actor, certainly not these days. But yeah, so there he is. It's kind of faded right up there, Steve Bloom. So that was the thing that started it. That was kind of the seed. And I was like, well, I got a signature on here. I guess I've opened the floodgates. Might as well keep this going. And so yeah, now I've just got a whole bunch of people. J. Michael Tatum, love him. Voice of Okabe from Steins Gate, and like Sebastian from Black Butler. And who else is on here? And Mary Elizabeth, that's her. And I'm not sure if I even remember. Is Vic Mignogna? You gotta have Vic Mignogna. Todd Habercorn's on here somewhere. Leah Clark, Stephanie Shea, Lucy Christian. I got a couple of the guys from Team 4-Star, any DBZ Abridged fans. I got Masako and Kaiser Neko over there. And Little Karibo, freaking love Little Karibo. Because I freaking grew up on Yu-Gi-Oh! So Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged was my shit when it was coming out. Like, I loved that so much. Yeah, that was, who else? Anyone? Oh man, this Brad Swale, who is the voice of Light from Death Note. And that was wild because I ran into him at a convention. Is OhioCon. It was the first convention that Project Beck ever did. And I was hanging with some of the voice actors in the green room, because you just get to do that when you're playing in a band that Greg Ayers is in. You just get to hang with voice actors, I guess, which was wild. Because, again, these people are all my heroes. And he was like, I was like, hey, you know, I love Death Note was like one of the animes that like got me it got me back into anime, because I kind of fell out of it for a little while, and Death Note was one of the animes that got me back into it. And I told him that, I was like, can you please sign my guitar? I don't want to be that guy just like asking all these people in the green room and just like kind of being a vulture. But he was like, yeah, sure, man, like that's super cool. And I told him, I was like, by the way, like I play some like anime, you know, songs. And he was like, yeah, I know, I've seen your stuff. And I was like, you what? So it was just the idea that Brad Swale had seen Hate You, love Little Creepo. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's awesome. But yeah, just the fact that he was an AX, no line for Little Creepo and Team 4-Star. I don't get it. That's weird. Okay, yeah, interesting. Was it an autograph line or was it a table? It's one thing to have a scheduled autograph time, and it's a separate thing to be just hanging at your table. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So, but I also like ended up branching out. I don't think you can see it anymore because it kind of faded out. But if anyone likes Boondock Saints, Funny Man David Delarocco is right here. He drew a face and he signed my guitar down there. And then the thing that I'm super into, which is this side, ended up being some musical people. And Ruby people, any Ruby fans. So I've got, there's Jeff Williams, Casey Williams, Lamar Hall, who does the rapping stuff and like I Burn and Caffeine and stuff. And that was awesome. There's a whole different story there, but, and then I also have, Kanako Ito right there. Scraping up my wall back here. Kanako Ito, who sang the opening for Steins Gate and also Chaos Head and some of the other. She also does the Steins Gate Zero ending. Did she do the opening too? Now I don't remember. She's done a bunch of stuff for Steins Gate and all that stuff, and it's awesome. And yeah, thought you guys were going to have a booth for Midwest as well. We did have a booth for Midwest. We ended up not using it, because it was kind of in a shitty spot and we were already so busy as it was that it wasn't really worth it for us to go there in between times in a spot where we were fairly certain no one was going to see us. Like we usually will sit at a table or a booth when it's in a spot where there's a lot of traffic. So like Colossal Con and Anime Zap and stuff like that, where it's in a hallway or it's in a spot where a lot of people are going to be walking past, and so they'll actually see us. Because otherwise, you like have to want to find us, and even then, it was still kind of hard because we were like tucked around a corner. So I saw where they put our table, and I was just like, not worth it. So we decided not to set it up. So yeah, that was coming out of the closet today. Oh, congratulations, Zelda fan. That's awesome. That's super cool. Yeah, sweet. I assume that was a joke, but still, I'm gonna be sincere about it. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I think I've told you everything that there is to say about my guitar. I think that's it. Is there anything? It was a joke. Haha, you son of a bitch. For Cad, I saw your booth and was like, meh. But then I went for the concert later that day, and it was awesome. That's super cool. I'm glad we were able to change your mind. Because, yeah, the table at CAD was not anything special. Yeah, like if you don't know who we are, and if you're not into... Well, and also at CAD, the place where our table is, usually what we like to do is jam, on my guitar and David on his djembe at the table. But usually where they put us for CAD is in a room that's kind of... small and in close proximity to other tables, other people selling stuff. So we don't want to be loud and obnoxious. So it's just kind of some shirts and some other stuff. And if you don't know who we are, then like, yeah, the table is not anything special. A lot more people found out about him at Zap. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, man, that first year at Zap, there were not a whole lot of people, and then this year when we played at Zap, there were so many people at our shows. That was blown away by that. That was awesome. What is that up there? Okay, it is now after 12. I think I've answered everyone's questions right now, and this has gone on way longer than I expected it to. Almost 2 hours. Jesus, considering I was expecting to take like a half hour, 45 minutes ish to learn this song, and then it ended up taking me like 15 minutes. And then the whole rest of the time was just hanging with you guys and Q&Aing it up, so to speak. Remember when I first met them, didn't know who they were, but I felt bad since no one was there, so I went to say hi. I appreciate the sympathy, because yeah, we're still growing our audience. A lot of times we'll go to a convention in a new area and no one knows who we are, and so no one comes to our shows, because why would they? Who are we? So I appreciate that. And yeah, obviously, like, you've been following us very avidly ever since. Next stream. Yeah, next stream is this Thursday. I'll say that now. It's still, thank you for this. It was really, yeah. Thank you everyone so much for joining. I was not expecting this many people to just want to hang out and just listen to me, BS. But that's very encouraging. You guys are awesome and I love you. But yeah, the next stream is still going to be this Thursday. Like we said last week, we're still doing another stream on Thursday because we want to make up for the fact that we hadn't been around for a while. And Amaya's going to be there. It's going to be, Thursday 19th. That's the Thursday, July 19th, 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the usual time. And yeah, we're going to do your usual request thing. Because again, this was just an experiment. I don't know when I'm going to do another one of these. It might not be anytime soon. Consider hanging out with you someday, maybe. Yeah, man, Kevin, like one of these days I'll get out and actually get to meet you. And then I'll feel extra bad if I still don't know the Corey in the House theme. Don't forget to download Anime Midwest vids. Yeah, Nathan, I'll get those to you. Don't worry, man. Do more Q&A streams more often. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that. I'm blown away by how many people showed up for this one. So thank you all so much. I was going to close it out with a song, but at this point it's late and I have neighbors above and next to my apartment, so I probably shouldn't. Yeah. I'm going to take this off and say, let me think of if I have any news to announce. I already said when the stream is. I guess I'll staff for CAD, so if you guys go, you can see us there. Hey, that would work. Yeah, I've never tried volunteering at a con. I imagine that would be a lot of fun, and you get some perks from that too. Yeah. What? Yeah. So next convention I'm going to be at is MechaCon, which is, God, that's next week. Holy crap. That's next week. Jesus. Yeah. So not this weekend, but next weekend, July 27th through the 29th. I'll be there. I've got a couple shows. Got an acoustic show. I've got Quiplash panel Friday night, acoustic show Saturday afternoon. The Facebook event is up on Facebook. Steph from Midwest just to see you guys. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even realize that. Holy crap. That's super cool. And you also got a free ticket for your friend as well. That's awesome. Stories are always fun. What am I being shushed for? Oh, just the fact that it's so close. Yep, I think I've run out of stuff to say. So again, thank you all so much for joining me for this. I guess I don't know what this is. If I say I'm going to do this again, what's this again? Is it me learning a song, or is it hanging out doing a Q&A thing? Both. I'll probably end up doing both of these at some point in the future. And again, I want to try other things. I want to try doing Quiplash. I want to just, I don't know, do other shit. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been super cool. And you're awesome. I love you all so much. Until next time, keep anime rocking. I'm not going to scream because I have neighbors and it's late. That's as loud as I'm going to scream. Bye, everyone. Have a good night or good morning.